up, beautiful souls? Your boy Loon is back with another YouTube video, and today we're going to be exploring something new on the channel. It's going to be a form I found in yesterday's video. For those of you guys that don't know, yesterday we explored r/incel tiers on Reddit, and we found this form called looksmax.org, aesthetics matter. I have never been on this forum before, so I have no clue how dark it's gonna get or how goofy it'll be. But based on the post that we saw this off of yesterday, it can be pretty silly. So I'm interested to explore this with you guys for the first time. I have never even looked at this, so I'm excited for this. For those of you guys that are new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, your boy makes videos almost every single day, so stay tuned by hitting the subscribe and notification bell. It would mean the world to me and help me towards the goal of 13,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who's been helping out so far towards this journey. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this is all about. Let's read the rules first. So there's rules. Wow, it was established in 2018. I'm very curious if this is akin to incel.is. I don't think it is, but I know that they use looks maxing a lot on that other form. Anyways, it says, welcome to Looks Max. This is a community for men who wish to improve their looks and become more successful in life. If you are interested in looking better, attracting the opposite person, or, biological build, of becoming wealthy, gaining status, being rated, becoming the best version of yourself, then this is the form for you. User base, we are a male-only community. Okay, so for all the women watching this video, you're not allowed on this forum. But that's why I'm here. We're gonna be reading it together, letting you in our little secret, I guess. I've never been on this. As most discussions revolve around masculine specific topics, there are many equivalent female-only looks maxing sites out there. Please respect that one is male only. Okay, so they have some rules like posting private content. You can get permanent ban. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Don't post LGBTQ content. Interesting. Okay, so this is very strictly straight, I guess. Okay, they have some like tolerable, like actually good rules. Like don't post any anything regarding anyone under 18. I like that. Okay, so all right, this might actually be a better form than IS, which isn't saying a lot, but we'll see. It could be a good form, but I know based off of the concept of looks maxing, it's pretty silly. So, but we'll see. Some of it might actually be good advice, but I'm here just to chime in on my 2 cents. But what do I know? I'm just a boy. All right, let's go into the looks maxing category. Cosmetic surgery? What? There's a subcategory here just for cosmetic surgery. I'm going to try to blur the people's names, but it says, hey guys, you think I could fix this mess with infraorbital rim implants and rhinoplasty? So no surgery. Maybe even a MSE for my cooked palate. I know I can just get my nose done because I'll look even worse, or he can't get just that done with a negative orbital vector. So I know I have to buff that first. Also, maybe I'm coping, but this picture is taken with a weird angle, but my jaw looks better usually. My face is pretty bloated as well, so I'm not really considering anything for my jaws. Thoughts? This is fascinating. So people post pictures of themselves asking for their opinion on. I actually don't think his jawline is at all that bad. And granted, he does have a beard, which is a smart tactic for people who are insecure about their jawline. As for his nose, yeah, it's pretty big nose, but it's nothing like crazy out there. My thoughts on surgery, plastic surgery, and all that kind of fixing is, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, a woman or a man, don't do this because blah, 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 blah. Dude, it's your body. Do whatever you want and do whatever makes you happy and feel good, And I'm very much on the camp that if you're a grown adult, that's all there, and you have been very insecure about something and there's a solution such as surgery, go for it. But I think that should be like one of the later alternatives. If it's anything that can be fixed, which some things in surgery can't be fixed, but if it's anything that can be like the ab implant phenomenon, I think that's silly. I also think it looks like terrible. But as for noses, I completely understand. I actually have a slightly broken nose. I thought about getting it fixed in surgery, but it's not too bad. It's hard to tell on camera, but if you're in person and really close to my face, you can tell it's slightly crooked. I used to be insecure about it, but yeah, I kind of just lived with it. But as for the guy, totally understand. If it would make you feel better, go for it, man. The chin, I don't think is that bad. Again, it's hard to tell because, yeah, I think his actual facial structure isn't that bad. But I could be wrong. I mean, you guys give me your opinions. That's just my opinion. I could understand the nose thing, but I don't know. Let's read some of the comments though. You have mid-face hypoplasia, underdevelopment or incomplete development of organ or tissue. So an underdevelopment of his mid-face. It can be partially rectified with fat transfers. See, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I don't know. This is, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the expert. Maybe these guys are experts. But who am I? Wait, what? My surgery plan is the title of this one. I've come to realize I need around 7 surgeries. Again, I mean, hey, to each your own is your body. I don't think anyone needs 7. You don't even end up looking like yourself, but let's see. Rhinoplasty, which is nose. Buccal fat removal. Cheek reduction. Ostoplasty, which I think is like an ear surgery. Lip lift. Really? Chin implants, jaw implants, zygomatic implants. I don't know what that one. Oh my, dude, outside your eye bones? What? And canthoplasty. I've attached an accurate AI image below of my final results when surgeries are complete. This is an AI image? I mean, yeah, that's a handsome guy, but this is AI. This isn't actually the results. I want to see the actual results of before and after. Hey, I might be crazy to say this, but I don't think anyone needs 7 surgeries. I don't know. Hey, body dysmorphia is a thing. Like, I understand that. As somebody who has dealt with it himself, I feel like most people who dive into fitness pretty hard in their life at any point has had that. But I think it's a little bit sad. Like, I understand. I get we are our best and worst critics, right? We criticize ourselves the most more than any other people because we see ourselves in the mirror the most. But I don't know, 7 surgeries kind of seem extreme. And an example of that could be like the Zac Efron case. You guys didn't know with Zac Efron completely going haywire with his jaw. Like, oh my gosh. Whoa. He was so beautiful, but you know, and he claims that it's because his jaw is broken, but there's a whole breakdown video on why that the type of surgery he got is beyond just like actual jaw injury surgery. But yeah, man, I don't know. I hope the guy doesn't go overboard, but 7 seems like a lot to me. What else is on this form? So we got cosmetic surgery. Let's go into fitness and health. For those of you guys that don't know, I do actually have a little bit of credibility in this. I used to be a personal trainer, certified. Doesn't really say too much because, you know, a lot of people can get that certification, but I know a thing or two, I think. Whoa, this one sounds kind of crazy. I gave up everything for the gym and I still look like okay. Let's hear him out. I quit my sport. I stopped going out. I spent my free time eating. Oh, damn. I cry in the mirror daily. Damn, I'm sorry, bro. Because of how terrible I look. I sometimes wow. Okay, trigger warning, by the way. I guess at this point, I should say, for any of you guys that have any form of, you know, BD, skip forward because I think this one's going to be pretty intense. And a lot of these today might be intense. So this might not be the video for you if you are easily triggered with that stuff. But I'm very curious about this form. So I want to, you know, just keep going into it. I sometimes throw up because BD. For what? My 13.5 inch arms, my tiny chest, my chicken legs. Sure, I bench 1.8 my body weight, but I'm plateaued, sorry. Sure, 13.5 inch arms for my weight isn't bad, but my arms are just as big as fat kids. I want to hop on test, which is testosterone. I have like 0 natural tests naturally as I hopefully late bloomer. Wait, how old are you? Because have you actually got it tested? I'm very curious on that. I mean, I don't even get morning wood. Some people don't get that. That's not like super duper common. I get it sometimes, but not all the time. I have the bones of a down. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm ugly. I just spent 5 minutes posing in the mirror, and I got a second clip of me looking good. Or a 2-second clip of me looking good. My genetics. I bench 220 at 50. You're 15. This is so sad. Oh, dude. Oh, man. This is sad to see. And as somebody who, you know, previously battled something like that, I mean, not to this extreme by any means, but I have dealt with BD. It's like, Man, 15 though, like wow, I'm very curious. Who is he comparing himself to? Is it social media that he's on? Because you know, comparison is oftentimes a reason that a lot of people dive into this negative world that is BD, and it's so sad to see. But let's finish this first before I give my 2 cents. I'm effing 5'8", maybe 5'9". It's so over for me. Well, brother, first off, I don't know if this person will ever see this, but first thing I want to say is I just want to give this guy a hug because, dude, you're 15, you're 5'8", 5'9". What is, that's a good height, first off. Like, pointing that out just to say it's over is insane. You don't even have to worry about being a late bloomer. You're 15. No one even blooms at 15. I mean, there's like maybe the top 5% of kids that was in my high school that might have like looked really good. But you know, fun fact, and I literally ran into one of them really recently. One of the like the most handsome guys in high school, pulled a lot of girls and stuff back then, got really fat and really, yeah. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be honest. And like, yeah, I mean, dude, don't be so hard on yourself, man. Like, guys, a lot of people, again, no matter what, we're going to be the biggest critics of ourselves, right? And it's sad to see this at 15 because, dude, you are killing it, man. You are way ahead of your game. A lot of people who watch my videos, you guys know, you guys are way ahead of what you think you are. Everyone is gonna say, oh, I'm so behind, blah, blah, because we're all hard on ourselves. For most part, I mean, there's rarely anybody I ever meet that's like, oh, I'm the best. And even if they're like over bragging, it's like, really, brother? But yeah, dude, hey, for the tiny chest part, dude, I have a tiny chest. That's okay. The chicken legs things, believe it or not, that can be fixed. Some of this is genetic, but you can really improve. I'm very curious on what this guy's diet is, his testosterone count. Have you gotten it tested? If it is actually low, there resort to natural methods first. I don't think anyone at the age of 15 should hop on tests. I don't care. I don't care who you are. I don't think anyone should hop on tests without being in the gym for at least 3 years and also hitting past your peak testosterone age, which is usually around, I think it's like 18 to 20 something, mid 20s. Yeah. So based off of, 20 to 30, like your early adult years. Until you're really declining, then you can consider tests. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, don't go on tests. I'm not like a freaking stickler for that, but do your research first and also wait until you actually decline. You're 15, dude. You haven't even gotten to the beginning of your test. Like, test starts peaking at 18 or starts going up. Yeah, and also for the women out there watching this video, sorry, this is a very male-based thing. I hope that you guys can still get a good perspective on some of the insecurities that a lot of men go through. Because I actually do relate with some of this. Although not to this degree, I do relate to some. Because I remember when I was younger, I was like, man, why am I not? Also, like when you're in a gym, you see those guys and you're like, man, I want to be like them. Even today, dude, I saw this freaking stellar, handsome Asian dude who's definitely younger than me. He's probably like 23. Killing it out there. But as I've gotten older, at my prime age of about to be 28 in 2 weeks, I realized that like it's awesome. You can utilize other people as motivation if you please and choose, but never, ever, ever compare yourself with someone else because you never know what they're actually got going on. They could be comparing themselves to you and a lot of things, right? And the best thing that you can do is compare yourself to yourself the day before. Yeah, I don't know who told me that or where I read that, but that was one of my favorite things that I use for motivation sometimes. And as cringy as it sounds, it's a little like 1% better. Like every day you just try to get a little bit better. That's all that really matters. This one says voice maxing. Okay. Guys, I'm 14. I kind of sound feminine or something. Maybe not. I don't know how to describe it, but I want to fix my voice. I keep getting called curry cell because of my, oh yeah, he's definitely in some incel forms because that's an incel terminology. Because of my voice, I'm not even Indian or South Asian. What can I do to make my voice sound better, less curry cell? That is a crazy word. And more masculine and deep. Like, please help me out. I hate being called the curry cell. It pisses me off. Okay, I have a lot of things to say. First off, you're 14. Who at 14 sounds masculine besides like the 5% of dudes that hit that puberty line already, dude. I genuinely don't think I got my voice, the voice that you guys hear right now, until I was probably 19 or 20. I'm gonna say 2021 is when I really formalized my voice. I think 15 is when you start hitting it more. And then your first puberty line is around like 12, 13, where it starts getting deeper. But dude, you have so much time. This is the crazy thing. People that are on forums like this, looksmaxing.org, I mean, this is not as bad so far, but Incel.is, it's a lot of kids. And that's what scares me, man. Like, especially when we're doing the Incel.is videos, a lot of kids are on these forums, and it's crazy to see that the stuff that they're reading online. It's honestly is a little scary, you know, and I hope that a lot of them can differentiate what is complete, like, crazy ludicrousness and what is legit advice and opinions, you know? Anyways, Curry cell thing is, I understand it pisses you off, but if you can get past the fact that people are online just calling you something, it doesn't really matter and it shouldn't affect you. Wear it. And then, like, once you're done being pissed off by it, your life will be just so much. That's like an armor thing in general. Like, again, I'm gonna reference the Game of Thrones quote. Like, if you wear an insult or whatever, like armor, like you own that. No one can hurt you because, like, okay, they can call me whatever. They literally, dude, I'm not even joking. The Incel.is guys call me Ricel. It's in a lot of my videos. You guys can look in the comments. They're like, oh, this rice cell is coping. And I'm like, bro, honestly, okay, rice is good. I can't even deny that. Like, my culture does come with rice a lot and the food, and it's good. And hey, curry slaps. I don't care what anyone says. Curry is some of the most goated food, especially Indian curry specifically. Like tikka masalas, we got yellow curry. Well, I forgot the actual terminology, but they're so good. Like, also Indian food in general slaps. Like momos and stuff. Ugh. Well, that's also Nepalese, but yeah, that whole South Asian culture. You're 14, bro. It's supposed to be this way. Yeah, literally, dude. And he says, nah, bro, I get made fun of because of my voice, especially when I'm on TikTok lives or calling with online friends. I got told to, wow, okay, you got told to be on a live because of my voice today. See, that's the thing, man. Kids, no matter what, or regardless of the era that you live in, kids can be brutal. And it's crazy because, you know, I'm not growing up in this era right now where kids don't even know what it's like to not have technology. I grew up in an era where technology was just starting up. So like MySpace and stuff like that. And it was brutal. I mean, if you guys want to see brutal, go look at Rebecca Black's Fridays comment section, you know? But like, no matter what era, you're always going to have these kids that are going to talk crap to you. And just no matter what, you 14, 15-year-olds, whatever, you young folks, trust that things will get better as you get older. As you get more mature, you start realizing like life isn't at all what it seems in the grand, like, it's so much. It's not. I mean, life is a lot, but it's fun and there's a lot of good stuff to learn to appreciate the small things. I don't know. Also, isn't this forum supposed to be like for adults? Why are there like kids on it? Isn't it one of the rules to say like, or no, it says not to sexualize them. Okay. But still, it's weird that there's so many kids. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are talking about like getting on gear, which is kind of crazy because I bet you there's a lot of kids on that. Man, that's so sad. Okay, I have to blur this one. This guy says, the title says gooning. But, you know, for the remainder of this video, we're going to say loon and looning, just in case if YouTube tries to ding me. So the guy says he looned 3 times a day to lower stress. Anything higher or lower equals low IQ. What? Bro, I'm not here to judge how many times you loon, dog. You can loon however many times you want, but just realize the severity that can come with addiction in general and dependency to anything, okay? That's all I'm gonna say to that. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be looning, it could be smoking, whatever. If you depend on something, that's your body's way of like developing an addiction. And so just be careful. And then, oh yeah, this is kind of incel-y, guys. The comment section is very, oh God, yeah, I'm not reading that on YouTube. Okay, so that was our first like really incel-y kind of post. Some of the comments were brutal. They're all talking about like, oh, some of them are like, that's not enough. Some of them is like, you need, That's way too much. Crazy. All right, we got some sticky threads here. You know, it's very laid out like Incels. It's interesting. All right, so Looksmax itself posted this. Why even Looksmax? Guests and new users, please read, which is perfect because I am a guest on this. So let's read this. What do you guys, quote, why do you guys care so much about looks? Isn't that what girls do? Guys just have to be confident. Girls are less visual and care way more about personality than looks. Well, some of that's not true and some of that's true. Let me read this and then I'll dissect what his thing is. This is a lie, a blatant one at that. You see, what dating coaches try to do is twist reality to fit their needs. Girls aren't visually stimulated, so you have to be a good personality, blah, 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 or have a good personality. This, what it truly means is girls only have strong sexual desires to be the top, for the top 10 to 20% of men. They are more visually pickier than men. Who would F nearly anything? I'm gonna have to blur some of that. All right, let's run through you through some example of scenarios where the way you look affects the way girls react. Imagine you are a girl, or if you are, be entirely honest with yourself. What is your very first reaction? Okay, this is gonna be a fun one for the comments because I know a lot of you, my viewers, are girls. Also, like I thought girls weren't allowed on this forum. And the whole thing with the guys just have to be confident, that's not true. Guys should be more than just confident. Confident is one of the desirable traits that women typically want, but there's other traits too. You can't just stop at one thing, and that's the same thing for women too. Girls are less visual. Girls are typically less visual, but based off of my extensive research, they still do care about looks to a degree. Most women do, and like, I'm gonna say like 95% of the girls I've ever been with at least care to some degree. Maybe even 99% to some degree. But some care way less than others because I think personality is overall more important to most women, but not to say looks aren't important. All right, so let's read through these scenarios. This guy approaches you and says, hey, put on that cute outfit for me tonight. Reveal the spoiler? Wait, wait, let's read this again. He said, okay, so these are scenarios where the way you look affects the way they react. Okay. So women, I want you to go through these scenarios, or guys, to imagine you are a girl. Okay, and be honest with yourself. What's your first reaction? So this guy approaches you and says, hey, put on that cute outfit for me tonight. Is this just a guy, like, I'm really getting to character here. Is this just a guy on the street? Because I don't care who the hell would say that to someone they just met? But all right, let's just say it's someone that you've been talking to. But then even if you're talking to them, you would be attracted to them, right? I'm so confused. But all right, let's say a guy approaches you. So just some random guy says that. Put on a cute outfit for me tonight. And this is the guy. Now, how did that make you feel? Probably laugh at his cockiness and reject his pathetic ass right away. No, I'm more confused as why a guy who would approach me who doesn't know me says to put a cute outfit on me tonight. Like, ew, what? Okay, so now another guy approaches you and says, hey, put on that cute outfit for me tonight. How did that make you feel a little different? I don't know. I mean, like, he is better looking, yeah, objectively. But I'm still creeped out at the fact that some random sleazebag, I'm really getting to character here, by the way, or some random guy told me to put on a cute outfit for them tonight. Like, I get where he's coming from. Like, if you're at a bar, two guys approach you, they both use this line, you're more inclined to be okay with sleazy lines and like goofiness when it comes to someone you're more attracted to. So I guess that's his point. This is kind of a goofy example in my opinion, because anybody who in my opinion, anybody who just comes up to you and says that is pretty weird. I don't care how you look. You could be fucking Zayn Malik and I'll be like, what? But yeah, I get what he's saying though. It's less weird if you're attracted to someone because your eyes, you get more leeway with pretty privilege. I understand what that point is, but it's still just silly. All right, so this is scenario 2. You're gorgeous. Here, give me your number and we'll get coffee this week. You're gorgeous. Here, give me your number and we'll get coffee this week. I don't know how I feel about that line in general. You're gorgeous. Thanks. I appreciate that. Here, give me your number and we'll get coffee this week. To me, it's very like, I'm not even thinking about the guy's looks in general. I'm just thinking about the line. You have no rapport built and you just went straight for the number and coffee. I would have to be very visually attracted to somebody for them to even get any semblance of my number. I'd probably just give a person to my Instagram more than anything. But yeah, okay, spoiler guy. It makes you cringe a bit, doesn't it? No, I don't think it makes me cringe. I think that's a little harsh. Also, I don't really think this guy is that bad looking. I mean, it's a side profile. It's hard to tell. His eyes are blacked out too. I don't know. I guess if you're, let's see the second guy. This guy's, I think it's almost equal. I think this guy's like, if you're more attracted to someone, maybe. Here, give me your number. We'll get coffee this week. But then now I'm thinking like this guy might be an F-boy. And I don't want to hang out with that guy. See, now there's a little bit of turns on both sides. But I guess the point that this looks max guy is getting at, and which I can somewhat agree to, is the more attractive you are to someone, just in general, the more you fit somebody's boxes, especially with first impressions and stuff, the more you're able to flirt with. I mean, that's just like normal, right? But like this goes beyond just this little thing that he's doing right here, because some women have preferences that go beyond this, physical ones too. Like some people only date Asian guys, some people only date black guys, some people only date tall guys, some people only date short guys. There's a lot of things that play into this as well, but I do get what he's trying to get at. It's important to try to look good, and I get that. Guys, if you made a girl laugh today because you know you have to entertain a girl, knowing otherwise she wouldn't give two about you, and you're ugly, she'll go home tonight with a lasting thought of you in your mind. Oh, damn it, I gotta blur this part. The brutal truth, and it says, you know, unaliving fuel, which is terrible. If you were hot and said the same joke, she'd be writing about you in her diary, texting her friends about you, about how funny you are. She'd stalk your Instagram and try to find out more about you. The shape of your skull is the only difference. See, here's the thing. Well, let me finish this, and then I'll give you guys, based on my experience as somebody who, I mean, I think I do pretty well in dating for who I am. I'm just gonna say that, because I don't know how else to describe it. But it says the shape of your skull is the only difference. This is reality. Speaking to all the virtual signaling, blue-pilled blue shitters. Okay, so this is a form that is based on black pill ideology and incel ideology. Blue-pilled bullshitters that constantly try to tell you otherwise. Only when aware of the truth can you address the issue. Users, please post any black-pilled material you have within this thread so we can further drill this view into people's head. Okay, here is my thoughts on this. Is he right that somebody who is more physically attractive to someone's eyes will get away with more stuff? And not only get away with more stuff, but whenever they do the same thing as somebody who's unattractive, a woman is gonna, be more into it. Yeah, I mean, that's like math, right? But attraction is, even in physical, is a little bit more subjective than these blue pillars believe. Yes, there are certain traits that can fit majority of women's boxes more, like the jaw, blah, 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 this and that. But it goes beyond that, because there's also, it's like a scatter plot. There's always going to be outliers that prefer other things. It's not like a 100% of women like this one thing. The white is an example. White guys, right? Yeah, they fit a lot of people's boxes, but I've met a lot of women that literally date anyone but white. That's also a thing. So like that, there's so many physical preferences that goes beyond that. So I'm not trying to be like blue-pilled, but you can call me whatever you want. I'm just being honest. There's women, believe it or not, they have preferences, and sometimes the preferences differ. Same with us. I mean, I have different preferences from a lot of my guy friends. I have a guy friend only dates thick women. He loves thicker women. I have a friend who's the complete opposite. Likes like thin. And then I have a guy who likes like muscle mommies. There's just so many preferences, and it's insane to box everyone into a general term of, oh, they all like this and that. But the sentiment of the mentality that the more attractive you are to someone, then yes. So by that means you should do the best to be attractive in any way that is in your control. Right now, here's another flip side. Attraction does go beyond physical. Someone who is not as physically attractive as someone who is, I'll give you an example. We'll go back to these two guys, right? First glance, a girl might be more attractive to this guy, for sure. But if this guy's a douchebag and this guy is funny, he's charismatic, like believe it or not, yes, you do have to build more rapport, and you could sit here and complain about that if you want, but you might end up being the guy who pulls. A great example of this is comics. Great example of this is that one fat guy we all know who is very funny and has a very hot girlfriend. I have like 3 friends like that. And I'm like, hey, dude, I get it, bro. Like, yeah, you do have to build more of a rapport, and you have to have a great personality, be funny and all that. But yeah, just because you look good doesn't mean you're just gonna get it. When these guys, incel guys, and even the guys on this forum, I don't really want to classify them as incels. It seems like they're kind of like an in-between. Just the black-pilled people, right? If they believe that looks will get them everything in life, it's going to be a little disappointing for them. To me, it's very similar to money. Money can get you a lot of things. Being attractive can get you a lot of things. But can it buy you happiness? Can it buy you everything? Is it all going to be handed to you? No. I just hate to tell you that. Like, people think happiness comes with money. No, it's correlated. It makes it easier to be happy. Same with looks. That's the exact same thing. It makes it easier for these things, but it doesn't just mean that you'll get it all. Yeah, that's just what I'll say. But who am I? I'm just a guy who reads. I'm stupid. This is such a fascinating forum. If you guys enjoy this video, by the way, let me know. I'm down to explore it again. If you guys like this, hit the like, comment, let me know, and hopefully it does well so I can do another one. Wow. Okay, so we got another trigger warning on if you have like depression. Depression, I guess, would be the trigger warning. The title of this one says, "I hate my effing life." All right. And this is going to be really sad. Oh, man. Here we go. So I'm 15, and I hate my, life. That's crazy. I have severe crossbite and an underbite. I effing hate the way I look. My teeth are severe. It's sad because he's only 15. But I get it. Like, I remember when I was 15, I was very ugly, too. I wouldn't say very ugly, but I was pretty ugly. I was chubby and just not a good looking guy. I mean, I had a shark tooth, like one of those teeth that came out. I had to get braces to get these teeth. I had to get braces twice. Fucking sucked. One time, it was in college. I was 18. It sucked. But anyways, my teeth are severely crowded and my palate is so narrow I couldn't even fit my tongue. My left and right side view looks weird AF. I look so damn different from both sides. My side view, back view, 3/4 angle looks so weird and I effing hate it. Knowing about BP as horrendous looking guy is so effing brutal. Like, the mirror never fails to F up my day. I hate everything about, oh my God, I'm sorry, dude. That's so sad to see. Hey, I don't care who you are. I really hope that every single person watching this video doesn't feel that way about themselves. And I know some people will, and there's moments that we will in life, but just know that, like, there is always going to be some beautiful things in life. And I hope that everybody gets to see that side of, the world and life and stuff. But it's sad. I really wish I could give this guy a hug, honestly. That's really sad. My looks, jaw, effing skinny body fat, scapular winging, rib flares, asymmetry ribs, and my effing life. DM's always dry. Well, you're a dude, right? Like, that's kind of a thing for most guys at 15. No friends, grades, social lives, like, F it. I'm always self-conscious about the way I effing look, talk, sound, move, how I walk. No wonder I look awkward AF when I see myself in videos. My effing life is ruined because of bad habits when I was young. I get weird looks. I get weird looks all the time in school, and I know effing why. The fact that I only get to live once makes me effing depressed. Oh, dude. People my age are out there living their lives to their fullest. See, this is the comparison thing. Comparison is the theft of joy. And I know he's young, so he's not gonna understand this yet. But man, all right, I'll wait to finish. So he says, people my age are out there living their life to their fullest, and I know for a fact I will never get to experience them. Out of 8 billion people living right now, I probably have it the worst. That's impossible. That is not true. But I know you're just speaking out of trauma, and so I feel depressed AF. I've seen pictures of y'all and it makes me feel so effing jealous. I wonder how people treat y'all in school. Must be nice. Okay. Homie, look, first off, I don't want to ever invalidate anybody who's going through something like this. It sucks. It sucks to be feeling like your life is the one life you get freaking sucks, right? But here's what I'm going to say. And you can, if this guy ever happens to read it, if anyone who is going through this happens to be watching this, look, life is weird. But at the age of 15, you are so young. There is so much time for you to make changes and make habits. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy. When I was 15, I'm not even joking with you guys, I was not attractive. Some people might say this and that, whatever. I thought to myself, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? I had bad teeth. I had like crooked teeth. I had to get braces twice. I mentioned that earlier. I would get red when I drank. Like, I thought that was super ugly. I was chubby. I was skinny, fat, chubby. So it was like you couldn't tell, but if I took my shirt off, it was like just a layer of like, just blob. Like, I don't even know. I mean, if you guys search up skinny fat, you'll know what I'm talking about. I was not dressed well. I was dressing like I was wearing Sperry's and khakis. Like, I want to throw up in my mouth just thinking about that. But yeah, and like, I didn't get women. Are you kidding me? I had one girlfriend in high school. So eventually I got one. And that was purely from the fact that I learned how to be somewhat funny. But yeah, there was a lot of things that I was deeply insecure about. And what I'll say to this kid who's, he's 15, is when you grow up and you gotta trust this. You have to trust that it will get better. And I know everybody's gonna say that and it's gonna sound like, nah, will it? Like, I get it. Like, I thought the same thing. But it actually does, because when you get older and you get more things that you can control, whether it's from money, from a job, or whether it's from having a car, being able to do things, you can change certain things in your life. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, your life is going to be freaking awesome. It might. The world is vast and the life is crazy, and it might actually become like the shit, right? But at the same time, you can start making these little habits that will make this big impact. And I can't sit here and tell him what to do, but I'm going to tell him from my experience on what I did that made my life better. So first and foremost was the braces. And not everyone can afford braces, so I understand. I was lucky enough to have parents that was willing to fork out a little bit for my teeth, because they realized that teeth was important. My parents don't have good teeth. Actually, my mom doesn't have any teeth at all. She has to wear dentures and fake teeth. So she knew that, like, she really wanted me, and I love my parents for that, because I do take pride in my teeth now. So braces, right? That was something. Working out was a lot of it, not only for my mental sanity, but also and therapy and stuff like that. But my actual physical looks, how I feel confident every day. Working out was huge. Learning how to work out through YouTube videos, stuff like that. And I know this is gonna sound corny, but I watched a lot of Charisma on Command on YouTube, and a lot of like just stand-up comedy. I learned how to be more funny, I guess, from like those type of videos and stuff, and also learned how to not take life so seriously. I started getting into books, a lot of philosophy books, things like that, just to better myself, better my way of thinking and stuff. And yeah, it's a lot. And I'm gonna keep listing things. There were so many things I had to do to get to where I was. I did enjoy most of it. So that's kind of like the whole thing. You do things, of course, some things you won't enjoy, but you find the ones that you do enjoy. Like, there was not every single day I liked working out. Half an hour, are you kidding me? But the overall of it I did enjoy, and the feelings that I got from it I enjoyed. So doing these little things, creating these little habits, especially at the age that you're in, you're 15, you're so ahead of everyone else. I didn't start working out till I was 20. So there you go. And so, like, there's just so many little things that you can do once you're older, even starting now, since you're 15. Yeah, just know that things will get better. Make an effort for them to get better, though. Just don't think that it's just going to come handed to you. But as long as you're willing to allow things to come into your life, they will, Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting on a tangent and I'm getting on a rant. That's when I know this video is going too long. So I'm going to close it up on this note. But yeah, this is a crazy form. it's very different from incel IS. Like I see some correlations, like I saw like that one that we saw, and there are some guys that I'm sure are on this that are also on incel IS. However, a lot of this is much more insecurity based, improving based, and just fascinating. It's fascinating to see the viewpoint of young men in today's day and age. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know, because I'm totally down to dive into this again. I was very enthralled in seeing what other guys are feeling, going through, giving my opinions, giving my thoughts. Yeah, and if you're struggling out there on anything, I mean, I have a Discord. I try my hardest to try to, you know, keep up. I'm gonna try to be there for you. Just don't be hateful towards other people. But yeah, like, hey, there's community here for you. Yeah, love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.